Welcome to our video on the 7 early warning signs of cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is one of the most preventable cancers, especially when it's detected early. Many of its early symptoms can be subtle or easily overlooked, but knowing what to watch for can make all the difference. In this video, we'll walk you through 7 warning signs that could signal cervical cancer. Remember, staying informed and listening to your body is key to taking control of your health. Let's get started with our countdown. At number 7, we have leg pain or swelling. Leg pain or swelling can be an early warning sign of cervical cancer, although it's less common than other symptoms. This happens when the cancer grows and begins to press on nearby tissues, nerves, or blood vessels, causing restricted blood flow or nerve irritation. The result can be persistent pain in one or both legs, often accompanied by noticeable swelling, particularly in the lower legs or feet. The discomfort may feel like a dull ache or a more intense throbbing pain, and the swelling could be mild or severe enough to interfere with daily activities. While leg pain or swelling can have many causes, such as injury or other health conditions, it's essential to pay attention if it's unusual for you or occurs along with the next symptom on our list. Number 6. Frequent urination or discomfort while urinating. Frequent urination or discomfort while urinating is a symptom that can sometimes point to cervical cancer, especially if the cancer has spread to the bladder or nearby tissues. These urinary changes might include a constant urge to urinate, pain or burning sensations during urination, or difficulty completely emptying the bladder. The underlying cause is often linked to the growing tumor placing pressure on the bladder or irritating the surrounding tissues. This pressure can disrupt normal urinary function and lead to these uncomfortable symptoms. According to a study published in Cancer Epidemiology, Biomarkers and Prevention, pelvic tumors, including cervical cancer, can cause urinary symptoms when they begin to interfere with the bladder's capacity or functionality. While these signs are commonly associated with conditions like urinary tract infections, UTIs, or an overactive bladder, it's crucial not to dismiss them, especially if they persist. Early detection of cervical cancer dramatically improves treatment outcomes, so paying attention to these signs and seeking medical advice can help identify the root cause early and ensure timely care. Always listen to your body. It knows when something isn't quite right. At number 5, we have heavier or longer periods. One sign of cervical cancer that often goes unnoticed is a sudden change in menstrual flow. If periods become unusually heavy or last significantly longer than normal, it's worth taking note. These changes can occur because cervical cancer may interfere with the blood vessels and tissues around the cervix, leading to abnormal bleeding patterns. While it's natural for periods to vary slightly from time to time, a noticeable and persistent shift in heaviness or duration shouldn't be ignored. For instance, if you're soaking through pads or tampons more quickly than usual, or if your period extends far beyond its regular length, it's important to consider what might be causing it. Other conditions, such as hormonal imbalances or uterine fibroids, can also cause heavy or prolonged bleeding. However, it's crucial to rule out more serious possibilities, including cervical cancer. Studies have shown that abnormal menstrual changes can be one of the earliest indicators of cervical issues, underscoring the importance of seeking medical advice if something feels off. By paying close attention to changes in your cycle and discussing them with a doctor, you can take proactive steps toward protecting your health. Your body often gives you clues when something isn't right. Don't hesitate to listen. We're halfway through our countdown of the 7 early warning signs of cervical cancer. If you're finding this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more health tips and important information. Your support helps us create more content to keep you informed and healthy. Now let's get back to the countdown. At number 4, experiencing discomfort or pain during intimacy could be an early warning sign of cervical cancer. This symptom might occur due to inflammation, irritation, or growths on the cervix caused by cancer. In some cases, cervical cancer can also cause changes in the surrounding tissues, making them more sensitive and leading to pain. While occasional discomfort during intercourse can have various causes, such as dryness or infections, persistent or worsening pain should not be ignored. It's particularly important to seek medical advice if this symptom appears alongside others, like unusual bleeding or changes in vaginal discharge. Bringing up this issue with your healthcare provider might feel uncomfortable, but it's a crucial step in identifying any underlying problems. Early detection of cervical cancer can significantly improve outcomes. Number 3. Abnormal vaginal discharge. Changes in vaginal discharge can be one of the first signs that something isn't right and may indicate cervical cancer. These changes might include a discharge with an unusual odor, a watery or bloody appearance, or a shift in consistency compared to what's normal for you. For instance, some women have reported a persistent watery discharge that didn't improve over time. The reason for these changes is that cervical cancer can irritate or damage the tissues of the cervix, leading to the release of abnormal fluids. In some cases, the discharge may become heavier than usual, or persist for an extended period, which is a signal to pay attention to. A great example of why it's so important to catch symptoms early is actress Marcia. She's best known for her role in Desperate Housewives, and has openly shared her experience with anal cancer, which is linked to HPV, the same virus that can cause cervical cancer. According to a study published in Cancer Epidemiology, Biomarkers and Prevention, abnormal vaginal discharge is often one of the first signs reported in early cervical cancer cases. However, because discharge can also result from less serious issues like infections or hormonal fluctuations, it's easy to overlook. At number 2, persistent pain in the lower abdomen or pelvis is a symptom that shouldn't be ignored. Unlike the occasional cramps that come with menstruation, this pain is typically unrelated to your menstrual cycle and may occur continuously or sporadically without an obvious cause. Pelvic pain linked to cervical cancer might be caused by the cancer spreading to nearby tissues, creating pressure or inflammation in the area. It can feel like a dull ache, sharp discomfort, or even a sense of heaviness in the lower abdomen. While pelvic pain can result from various conditions like infections, endometriosis, or fibroids, it's essential to pay attention if it becomes persistent or severe. If you're experiencing ongoing pain that doesn't seem normal for your body, especially if it's accompanied by other symptoms like abnormal bleeding or discharge, it's important to see a doctor. Topping the list at number 1, the most common early warning sign of cervical cancer is unusual vaginal bleeding. This could mean spotting between periods, bleeding after menopause, or even after sex. These changes happen because cervical cancer can affect the blood vessels in and around the cervix, causing bleeding that's not normal for your cycle or stage of life. For some, it might just be light spotting, while for others, the bleeding could be heavier than a regular period. No matter the amount, it's a sign you shouldn't ignore. While things like hormonal imbalances, infections, or polyps can also cause abnormal bleeding, it's important to see a doctor to rule out anything more serious. Early detection is so important. Catching this symptom early can make a huge difference in treatment outcomes. So if you're noticing unusual bleeding, don't wait. Book a checkup and give yourself peace of mind. It's always better to act sooner rather than later when it comes to your health. And that wraps up our video on the 7 early warning signs of cervical cancer. Early detection can save lives, so paying attention to these signs and seeking medical advice if something feels off is crucial. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and hit the subscribe button for more health tips and information. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can use the Super Thanks button. Your support means the world to us and helps us create more content like this. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Were any of these signs new to you? Or do you have tips on how you stay proactive about your health? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to start a conversation. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.